So as often as I get up here to talk, this is probably the hardest thing I've been asked to do. And when I was asked, I was like, oh, yeah, sure, like that sounds easy. But as I've been contemplating it for a couple of weeks, it's really not. I think giving is such a personal thing. And when I think about myself, I'm probably not the biggest giver, you're like, why did they ask me to give, right? So I grew up in the United Methodist Church. My mom took us. My mom was the choir director. Lynn reminds me so much of my mother. And we went to Sunday school. I was very involved in the youth. But my mom didn't really teach me about tithing or even talk to me about like giving every single Sunday. So I don't know, to be honest, if she had an envelope that she put in. I really don't know. But as I grew up and I moved to Plainfield and I started coming to this church, when the plate if I were here and the plate would pass, I would throw money in. But I didn't commit, to giving a certain amount. And I felt really uncomfortable at the services where that's what they preached about. One time it was Mother's Day, and the pastor chose Mother's Day to preach about giving money. And I was super offended because I wanted to hear about mothers, But they took the opportunity when the church was flooded with people for Mother's Day to talk about giving. And that always made me a little uncomfortable. But as I got more and more involved at the church and grew in my faith. So I always thought I was this faithful Christian, but as I really grew in my faith here, I was just suddenly called to give. And I was, I was a single mom, so making a commitment to give a certain amount each year was scary for me because you just never know when you're a single mom. What if something happens and you can't make that commitment? But what I quickly learned is when you commit to giving and you trust in that, God just provides. And I was kind of wowed when that realization came to me. And so I wanted to just share a couple of things because there's, when I read through some things about Consecration Sunday, I was like, what motivated me to really do that? And number one, I felt really a lot of gratitude to God, to this congregation. Going through a divorce, being a single mom, I really found my home here, and God just provided for me. And so I know for me it was that gratitude. But the other thing is, and we were talking about it this morning, is I really just like helping people. So whatever I can do to help other people, I want to give to do that. So I would say those are the two things that really, really motivated me. I would also like to share, I know that whatever I give, it's is this church going to miss it if I stop giving? I'm one of many members of this congregation. So I know it's really not about that, but giving brings me a sense of meaning, of joy, spiritual growth, and my relationship with God. And that's what to me Consecration Sunday is, and that's what Consecration Sunday is really all about. So I would love for you to prayerfully consider. It's not about what the church needs, but what the church is calling you to give. Thank you.